I'm Bobby Fox. I'm a jewelry designer here in Gainesville, Florida. Last week I showed you guys how to do a lovely ear wire design, and I promised you guys that we were going to do my ring design this week. But I started to record the video and it turned out to be completely complicated. I mean, it was boring. I fell asleep. Okay, I'm working on that. It's about half an hour long right now. In the meantime, I decided to show you guys a different ring design that I came up with just for this video. It's pretty cool. It's stackable. It uses beads and not nearly as much wire. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. First of all, you're gonna need some stuff and things. This is 18 gauge sterling silver round wire. It's also dead soft. This is 26 gauge dead soft round wire. It's super bendy, it's really thin. We're going to use this to sort of bind together the ring in the very end. This is a ring mandrel. It's graduated. Make sure that it's made of metal. You will need one of these rawhide mallets. You're going to need some clipper dudes. These clipper dudes are from Beadsmith. If you know of a better clipper dude that I can get, please let me know. I have broken 4 pairs of these. You will also need some jewelry pliers. These pliers are great. They're spring-loaded. They're fantastic. I love these pliers. Oh my god, I love them so much. And then you're also going to want some graduated pliers. They have these little mandrel tips on them. They're cute. They'd be adorable if they had a little googly eye on there because it looked like a bird. A hammer. Okay. You might have a different hammer that is actually made for jewelry. I don't, so I just use this one, and it works just fine. You're also going to need some pretty little beads. Oh, aren't they pretty? Ooh, they're so pretty. You're going to want to make sure that they will fit onto some 18 gauge wire. So let's just go ahead and try that out right now. Ooh. Will this one fit? Oh, it totally fits. I think I might use this one. I love it. Yes. Okay, and that's all the stuff you need, so let's make some jewelry now. Okay, so these rings are pretty adjustable. You're not going to need to do too much measuring. I'm gonna say that we're gonna need, I don't know, maybe 6 inches, 7 inches, somewhere in there. Let's just do 6 inches. I'm going to want to, first of all, pick whichever beads I'm going to use. I like this one. And I like this one. I don't know if I even like this combination. Ooh, wait a minute. What about these ones? Oh my god, this is gonna be so cute. I've decided that these 3 would look good together. They're not very big, they're not too small. And, just to be sure, my 18 gauge fits through all of them. So, fabulous. String them on, just like that. We're going to put 2 little divots right here so that they don't want to go anywhere. We want the beads to be right in the middle, just like that. I'm just going to grab on right here, and I'm going to pinch it down. So now I have a lovely curve that way. Beautiful, just like that. And then let's do the other side the same way. Make sure that there isn't any slack. You don't want to have any slack. You don't want them to move around too much. And then let's bend them back this way. We want there to be a little ziggy-zaggy spot, sort of just like that. And do you see the little divot that I've made? Now the bead can't slide anywhere. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Now you'll notice that that the bottom of the bead sort of lines up with with this curve down here. The beads aren't popping out too much, which means that they aren't going to dig into your finger when you're wearing this ring. Next, we're going to need our mandrel. Let's start at the top because we can always go bigger with this curve. Curve around in a spiral shape so that one end matches up with the other side. We're going to slip this back onto our mandrel. And now we're going to take our hammer and just go lightly around the around the wire and the parts that are exposed. Do not smash your glass beads. They could break and cause glass to go flying everywhere, and it won't be fun. So all we're going to do is just lightly hammer on the outside just to flatten and harden the wire. With those ends, we're going to want to make nice little curves, nice little twists, just like that. You'll want to do that before you harden those edges, otherwise it'll be really difficult to do. So let's go ahead and do it now. And this will give your silver a nice texture. It'll feel really handmade, all that hammered silver. Now we nearly have a ring. You can even put it on your finger, and sort of imagine what it's going to be like. Beautiful! Crunch these sides together to make that ring smaller. Reshape it with your fingers. Now we need to decide what size we want to make this ring. I've decided that I want it to be a 5, so I'm going to match it up with 5 and then just reshape it with your fingers. Now I'm going to need a little bit of 26 gauge wire. I think that 1.5 feet should do ya. And we're going to use this to bind either side right by the beads. Do your best to tuck the beginning of the wire into wherever you're going to be wrapping so that you don't have a burr. If you leave it, it should be fine. But it's a more comfortable ring if you can tuck the end of the wire. Just do your best to line up each row of 26 gauge. We're going to clip off this little end that we're left over with and cover it up with a few rounds of the 26 gauge, and now that burr has disappeared, we won't have to worry about filing anything. And then just do your best to hide the other end of the wire. Alright, very good. Now we've bound one side. We're going to take our pliers and just sort of even this out. Notice that one wire has ended up on top of the other. This has happened to me every single time that I've made this ring. What we're going to do is just bend them out and then smash down. And that way the two sides will match up evenly. Now we're going to bind the other side in the same way. As you're binding, make sure that one loop around does not cover up another loop around, otherwise you'll end up with a lump in the end, and nobody wants that. Now we have a lot of extra hanging off on the sides over here. We have to do something with that. Otherwise it's going to catch on somebody's clothes and they're not going to like that. We're also going to want to throw this back on our mandrel so that we can really get a nice round shape. And we'll hammer it with the rawhide mallet at that point. But for now, let's just bend this wire up this way. And depending on how much wire you have left over, it's going to be different. So you're going to have to do something creative here. Your ring will not turn out the same way that mine does, and we don't really want it to. Now we have our nearly finished ring. I've tucked these into each side like this. We're going to stick this back on our mandrel. And it's okay if it's ended up being a little bit larger than a 5 or a little smaller than a 5. If it's ended up smaller than a 5, what you're going to do is smash it down onto the mandrel until it stretches. Just stretch your ring out. Mine has ended up being about a size too large, so I'm going to fix that in just a moment. But for now, I'm going to reshape the ring like this. Just tapping all along the outside until you get to the edge, and then pushing down. And this is what you'll be doing if your ring ends up being too small. You're just going to cram it on there nice and tight and then tap. Now what I've got is a ring that is about a size 6, but I want it to be a size 5. So what I'm going to do, and you may not like this, but I really love it, I'm going to make a little kink here right in the end. I love this kink. It's kind of my signature shape. I'm going to do one that goes that way, and I'm going to do one that goes the other way. And all you do is you hold on to both sides and twist like this. Very good. And that will actually have made my ring a lot smaller. Let's see what size we're at now. Alright, we're at a 5. And from here we're just going to hammer out all the slack. Beautiful! And we have a finished ring. Thanks you guys so much for watching my tutorial on ring design. Next week we'll be doing a tutorial on either paper bead design or findings. So cast your vote below. I don't know which it will be. I'm just curious to see. If you guys check out bobbyfox.com, you'll see what else I do. There are links to all of my social media platforms there, and there are a lot of gorgeous pictures on Instagram, so definitely follow me there. I'll see you guys next week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.